Thank you, Treasure Hog. How's that? Treasure Hog, if you want to post your email again for the Rhines, that would be great. Hey, guys, sir. How are you today, good sir?
I need some in my life, too.
My wife's going to leave me if I don't get you an email sent. But I'm in good shape on coins for the moment. I don't have any halves. Good morning, Stephanie. I wish I had some halves, and I will probably get a box or two from Pa at some point. But I've got 2 boxes of nickels and 2 boxes of pennies now that I can start. Good morning, Avocurt. How are you today? Yeah, I think I closed that mic off last time I streamed, because you never know what kind of delay there may be when you end the stream and start, start talking in real life, if you will, with your wife or whatever, that you could still be streaming. So I've gotten to where, just to kind of protect against that, I turned the mic off. So it looked like Baseman had a good stream last night. I'm going to zoom this in a little bit. If this bothers you guys, let me know. It helps me to see the dates on them easily. Let me get my scope set up too. Let's see. Okay. If the screen like this is a problem, y'all let me know. I can see these dates with my eyes, but I have to keep turning the penny different ways to try to. That's a 92. We can look for the close AM on it. 92D. It's supposed to be on the D and the P, although I have never found either. So I'm trying to figure out this giveaway thing. I've kind of decided that I'm going to do 2 giveaways. One will be a must be present, and I'm going to give away these silver dimes for a must be present. We have the 2 that were 1918 and 1919, and then the one that was 1944 Canadian silver dime. And then I'm going to do a comment video with using just some blazer pennies that I found in that box, with a still scent too that was real nice. So I'm going to try to work on 2 giveaways. This will be by comment video, and then this will be maybe a late evening stream where more people can be on, and I must be present for the dimes. So that's my plan on the giveaways. 4 blazers and a nice steel scent, and then the 3 dime for must be present for you guys that are in here all the time when I'm on. I appreciate you. $98. So these are some pennies that a friend of ours gave me. If you see him in the stream, he'll go by Nobody. His name is Nobody. Hey Jason, how are you today? Good morning, Dad. Spare change. trying to clean up some pennies and get some rolled. I went to my bank, I guess it was yesterday, and I use Regions. My credit union won't allow me to get any coins, and so Regions lets me have pennies and nickels, and they were pretty regular about it until the last coin shortage, if you will. And so I had a full box of pennies that I carried. Oh, good, Treasure Hog. Thank you. Did you see that, Allison?
Yeah, yum.
Good deal, Jason. So I had a full box of rolled pennies, which is what I'm doing with these now, that I took in hoping that they would swap out a box of bank rolled pennies with me. And they did, and I just offhandedly mentioned that when they get if they were to get nickels in again where I could get them, that I'd like to get a box of nickels too. And he said, well, I've got one if you want it. So I looked out and got a box of pennies and nickels. And I've got a box of pennies and nickels from Pa. So we got some variety there, some Arkansas and some Alabama coinage to go through. But I have, in these rows, I think this was the rows that we found the counterstruck Kennedy penny in when we were looking through these the last time. And I haven't really found anything in the other few rows that I've done, just separating the copper. The 97, it's supposed to have a doubled ear variety on it. I don't think I've ever found one. It fools me sometimes with the way that outline is around the ear. It kind of looks to be doubled sometimes because you can kind of see a faint halo around the left side edge of the ear. But I don't think that's what they talk about when they're talking about doubling. I think that is an extra lobe at the bottom that they're really looking for there. So Southern Metal will be on tonight. And then we will surely probably watch that. Just telling my wife have to get ready for Saturday because she'll have to pick a box and decide what we want for our donation prizes. Saturday, she's never hunted a box with me, so it's going to be fun. We're going to kind of do a box battle. Paul's good enough to officiate for us. I think Hudson is searching for me, and Paul is searching for my wife Allison, so Hope y'all be there for that. That should be fun. I think he's got one more week after this where he'll be doing double boxes. He's doing it through the month of August, I believe. I think he's supposed to pick up 15 more boxes this week. You just gotta pray that he doesn't get hit with the 2021 bug. We had a kind of a quiet anniversary yesterday. Yesterday was our 35th wedding anniversary. We watched coin streams almost all day. Okay, I'm copying and pasting this email now, Treasure Hog. Good morning, Shelley. It was good. I have to do it over here. Okay.
Oh, his birthday's Thursday.
I got that pasted. Good morning, Patrick Johnson. Thank you. Good morning, nobody. Looking through your pennies online now, nobody. Haven't.
I'm playing 7 days with him.
Yeah. And they're playing a game that we play, that my wife plays, called 7 Days to Die. It's a survival zombie shooter game. It's fun if you've never played it. If you like that kind of thing. How's your day going, Patrick? So I've got the week off. And I've got to get in gear. I have accomplished very little. Not even streaming. I didn't stream yesterday, and I had meant to, and told everybody I would. So I wanted to make sure to get on this morning for a couple of hours.
I was supposed to get on yesterday. Slept in.
Yep, I couldn't get up yesterday. Couldn't sleep. I tossed and turned all night, and then when I went to sleep, I passed out till noon. So I did get up before lunch today, so I'm going to count that a win. The 98, look for the wide AM. I wish, not that I'm the most industrious fellow in the world, but I do got things I need to be doing. Okay, drive safe, Jim. I would like to do some bank shopping, to go around and see if I can find a bank that will order halves for me.
Okay, now I can't crouch. That's weird. Can't crouch. Oh, I was talking. Okay.
So how often are you going to physical therapy now, Avard. It's still 3 or 4 times a week.
I have a feeling zombies are gonna follow my
Shelley said, "Good morning, Allison."
I said, hello, good morning.
Would sure like to bust out a wide AM. I've only found one in my pennies. Not that I've hunted gazillions, but I've only found one so far. And it was not in when I was actually getting serious about hunting and trying to get bank boxes. I found it in my pocket change jar that I looked through when I first started seeing about searching for things like that. Twice a week. I know Allison had to do a lengthy stint of physical therapy 3 years ago, and once we got out of the hospital, we were going 3 times a week. But I tell you what, they do some great things. She's come a long way from where she was after her stay in the hospital.
Need to find a farm.
So we ended the note, I think, on the other box with 326 Wheaties, 6 silver dimes, about between 20 and 25 09s, and 10 Indian heads from that box. So has this replacement just been worse than your other one, Avard?
It's not showing it. Let me disconnect on here for me. It usually shows it in the corner. That's weird.
That's a 91. Couldn't see because of the crud.
Oh, there it does. It's showing. I just didn't see it.
These rolls have a lot of good bit of copper in them. There's a 92. Would love to find a AM variety on live cam. $2,000 P, not a wide AM. Oh, wow. Oh, I wish you luck. My mom was talked into knee replacement. And now for her, she was very overweight and did not have a good history of rehabbing and doing what it took to recover from things like this. But they told her she needed a replacement, and they did it, and she didn't rehab and didn't take care of it, and she ended up getting a bad infection, and they ended up cutting that $80,000 knee off a few months later, and she was without that leg for the rest of her life. And then I've known more people, everybody else I've ever encountered that had that surgery that, led a normal life and did what they wanted to do with it. But you got to be dedicated to the rehab to make it work.
Yeah.
So are you breaking down computer components, Jason, and getting the gold from it? I've seen a lot of videos on that. That would be a good one to find a wide AM on. That would be a good one. Nope. You'll make it. You'll be fine, Avard. My mom had a lot of issues that just made that surgery not a good fit for her. So you will be fine, my friend. I'm sure you've got a lot of people pulling for you too. So the 94, I haven't ever found one of these. I saw Rob find one night. It has a DDR. It's a doubling of the column just to the inside of that column on the right side. I've never found one of them either. I've heard of people that had double knee replacement, had both of them done at the same time. So in the middle of all your, hey, move it, how are you today, my friend? In the middle of all your knee rehab and stuff, were you able to finish your shop and all the work you were doing trying to get that together, Avard? Or did you have to put all that on hold? That's funny. We can see some blue lights coming and hear a loud knock at your garage door. Come out with your hands up. I am doing okay, and it would seem that most everybody else is today, Moofid. So, Murphy, when is your auction again that you were having? Last 4 rows on these. And then we need to decide if we're going to do nickels or pennies. Shop's done. Well, that's good. Gives you some incentive to get that knee rehab, maybe. Have all that nice space to work, and I know you're itching to get to it and enjoy it. I've always wanted a nice shop. When I had a bass boat all the time, it's always stuck in a corner of the carport. Seemed like it was always in the way. On the 22nd, okay. Says that's Saturday. Am I right on that? Or Sunday? Sunday. Be this Sunday. So Stephanie posted, Shelly posted a link there. Everybody, Moofit's having an auction coming up. If you would like to participate, Avard's gonna be fine. It is that rehab is, and I'm talking completely from somebody that's been blessed enough not to have to go through it, but I've never heard anybody say they enjoyed rehab. I was telling that story about my mom just to, illustrate how the doctors nowadays, or back then anyway, I will say, I think in some cases unnecessarily push that knee replacement because it's so readily accepted by the insurance company. Good deal, Moofin. I'm glad some of that's getting better for you. But as she was recuperating, in the hospital from the first knee surgery, he was already trying to push her to get the other one done. And thankfully we just said no, we're going to wait and see how this one recoups first, and it was a good call on our part, I believe, for that. But it was not a good journey for her. But she didn't put in the work to make it a happy outcome too. There you go, Avard. There you go, my friend. I haven't checked any kind of scheduling or anything, but I'd like to go to a coin show one day. I wonder if they could ever, how you would find out if there's one coming to your area. Is there an association that runs them or something like that? I would drive to Birmingham, which is about an hour away, 45 minutes away from where I'm at, to go to one. I couldn't go much further than that. Something I can make a day trip out of. Good point, Albuquerque. If you want to figure it out, just Google it. I want to start, me and my wife have talked about start doing some garage sales and estate sales and that kind of thing to look for coins. Of course, to do that, you got to get up. You can't sleep till noon to hit the garage sales. But on the weeks that I'm on night shift, I get off early in the morning, so it would be just a matter of staying up at that point. Yeah, you can't beat old Google. I remember seeing a study that was done versing freshman college students against, I don't know, I want to say grade school. I'm not sure what age the grade school was, but it was in simple mathematics. And the grade school kid just kicked the college kid butt because they had gotten so used to using calculators now that they couldn't do the simple math in their head no more. Said 99. I enjoyed the mom and pop pennies, of course, but it's kind of nice getting back in some pennies that you can find some errors and stuff in. Yeah, I have to take my shoes off. It gets much past 10, Jason. I knew I was going to have trouble. That's why I married an engineer. Have you been to Alaska, Avard? Yes, definitely. They don't teach them like cursive anymore, but they're at least they're putting them in the right direction on the math skills. Although I've heard they've gone back to doing that now. Yes, Albuquerque. That is the ticket there. My wife and I have done two. Our first one was a round trip out of Seattle, from Seattle up the intercoastal and then back to Seattle. And our next trip, we we got on the ship in Vancouver, and we did a northward journey where we got on the ship there, and then we got off in Seward, Alaska. And I took some extra days, and we got on a train in Seward and went to Anchorage, and then we spent 3 days in Anchorage and flew home from Anchorage. But man, those Alaskan cruises are the way to go. We went Holland America on both of ours. But when you get to Juneau, Albuquerque, when you get off the ship, there's a visitor center there on your right, and you kind of just walking tour. The main street of the town is just the other side of the visitor center, and as you hit that boulevard, go to the right, and behind the visitor center, there's an alleyway that goes back there. What's the name of that lady's shack, Allison? Katie's. Was it Katie's?
No, Tracy's.
Tracy's Crab Shack.
Tracy's Crab Shack.
and all she does is Alaskan king crab.
And it's a shack.
Yeah, and it's basically a pull behind
Yeah.
trailer with like a concession stand trailer, and all she does is king crab, and it's pricey. But where you gonna get king crab like this? So we got a bucket, a 2.5 gallon milk bucket, pretty good size, just overflowing the sides with king crab legs. And to go with that, you get a tub of butter, clarified butter, and a roll, and that's it.
You don't need anything else.
And we sat there and ate, and my wife said, "We are never going to eat all this." And I said, "Baby, we are not leaving this table. That shit will come right back through here until this is gone." And it was so good. I mean, so good.
It was so good I considered ordering it from here and having it shipped. Still may.
Yeah. That was that's the thing about being out on that west coast, northeast, northwest area. I mean, is Seattle and just all the fresh seafood and things.
Remember the gumbo from that place? You're making me hungry.
We went to the Pike's Market, Pike's Place Market. I don't know if you've ever seen. I hear you, movie. It's awesome. But there's a seafood market in that it's where they throw the fish. When you order the fish, they pick one out of the ice and they chunk it across the room, and another guy catches it in wrapping paper and they wrap it up for you. It's Pike's Market, wasn't it?
Pike's Place.
And it's like 2 levels. There's kind of a subterranean.
It's a famous market.
Yeah, it's a famous marketplace, but there's all kind of little nooks and crannies to explore
and good seafood.
Yeah, the gumbo, not gumbo, but chowder, clam chowder was good. Now I've always wanted to go to the Northeast and have a lobster roll. That just sounds so good. Because you know, if you're going to get on a coin channel to search coins, you got to talk food at some point. It's in the rule book.
I still want to order from Tracy's.
I can't remember. We had it in 2 different places when we were there, Jason. And one was just a kind of kiosk a guy had set up, and then we had it again at a restaurant, and it was 5 stars both times.
And fried cod. Oh my gosh. No.
Yeah, I can't remember if I told this story or not, but my wife likes fried cod, and she don't really care for any other kind of fried fish but fried cod. And so we had went in Anchorage. We had gotten out, and I had rented a car. We were spending an extra 3 days there just to sightsee. And so we take out driving one day and went down to a wildlife preserve and what have you, and came out of that like, you know, what we're going to do to eat today. And so we got on our phone and we found a restaurant that was highly recommended that served fried cod. And I was like, we don't have anywhere we got to be, so off we took and went. And we drove for quite a bit. And of course the scenery in Alaska is just crazy. and we stopped at a place or two, but we drove by around the corner and there were some signs there. I didn't pay real good attention to them. And then we rounded another bend or two, and we ended up in the face of this mountain that had a hole in it. And we had to go through that hole to get to the restaurant on the other side. And there was a toll booth set up, $17 to get through that hole in that mountain. But I paid it, and we didn't really know how it worked. I still don't know how we did, because it was one way through with a doggone train shack in the middle. I mean, a train track. So every now and then you would see a little pull off where you could get out of the way, I guess. And I'm just keep looking for the bright light and counting how long it is to the next place I can get off. But we made it all the way through the other side. It's cold. It's in the back of a cold mountain terrain on all sides of us. And I pull up to the restaurant. Not many cars parked out there. And I get out and run all the way up there. And there's a sign on the door that says closed for the season. So we drove all that way, paid $17 to get through that toll tunnel. And then the restaurant was closed for the season. That's the kind of trips we take.
It's sad.
I forget the name of the tunnel. I can never remember it when I'm wanting to tell the story, but it's the longest man-made tunnel in the U.S. It goes through the base of that mountain. But that was so funny. I came back laughing. She said, "What's wrong?" I said, "You're not going to believe this. Closed for the season." We had went on our cruise. We were the last ship to offer cruises that fall. It was in late September. And after that, they don't offer excursions anymore.
To Alaska because of the weather.
Do what else?
I said to Alaska because of the weather.
Yeah, right. To Alaska, that was the last round that you could get a ship in Alaska, and
Yeah, we got to experience a little of that weather.
well, the first time we went, there was a hurricane
Yep.
that was coming in, and it was so bad that the captain changed the itinerary. We were supposed to go to Sitka as one of our stops, and the oceans were so rough that he changed the itinerary. And at the end of the cruise, they kind of do a farewell thing with all the staff and everything in their big meeting room, amphitheater. And they had video of another Carnival cruise or somebody that had decided to try to make that journey across the path to Sitka, and they took a wave that broke over the front of that cruise ship. I mean, literally crested over the top of the nose of that cruise ship. And he used that as explanation into why he made the decision for us not to try to go to Sitka during that.
I was still seasick from just the waves.
Well, yeah, and there's an inside passage that they do a lot of the sightseeing on that gives you some buffer from the big ocean waves. But to get in and out of that, you have to make little jaunts out into the deeper water to get to the next inlet. And one morning, they had to make one of those turns, and it was one of our first days there.
Uh-huh.
And I had just so happened I had ordered room service for breakfast, and they brought it that morning, and my coffee cup literally was sliding from one side of the tray to the other as the wave broke. And Allison was so sick.
I've never been seasick.
I felt bad at eating my breakfast with her losing hers. But I did.
That's a bad kind of sick.
And that little guy that was carrying that tray, man, he got give your hat off to those people that live on those ships and the things that they do to keep people happy there, because you'll never get service like you do on a cruise ship anywhere else.
Do you remember that?
Do what?
There were a lot of people sick though that day.
Oh yeah.
On that boat.
Yeah.
Because of the waves.
They were 30-foot waves, if I remember right. The seas were at 30 feet. That was why they decided not to go out into the bay.
Thank God, I would have died.
Movie, that is not good. That would not make me a happy camper to make that trip.
Oh no.
Yeah. My grandparent lived in New Mexico, so I know what kind of drive it is. Hey, William, good morning. How are you, buddy? I guess I haven't lived, William. I'm not getting in anything that I can't swim to the top.
I'd be too claustrophobic for that.
I have motion sickness to a point, but for some reason the ship don't bother me that much.
They don't normally bother me, but those high waves sure did.
But when I was a child, we couldn't go to the grocery store without me needing something for nausea.
Good.
Make a positive out of it, moving. We got all this cake and champagne. Let's eat it.
Okay, I gotta quit searching stuff and concentrate on where I was going.
We're going to find a wide AM. I got a bunch of pennies to go through, so we're going to find us a wide AM at some point.
I wonder what Jack's up to.
I don't remember the last time I found a really true error penny. Stationary underwater is one thing, William. It's a pretty 81. $84. So hope everybody can join us at Southern Meadow stream tonight. I'm assuming he's going to have boxes. I know he had some issues getting boxes last week. He doesn't do his comment video till on up in the day, so. Oh, that was it. That was last row. So that's all of the of nobody's pennies. Undersea Lodge. I wouldn't mind doing that, but getting on a submarine and being hundreds of feet under the ocean, not my cup of tea. Thank you, Mufid. That's a good time on his channel. He does a real good job with the little extras, little sound bites and things like that. And I guess this will be the first stream without Chris since he's gone back to college, I believe, last week. So it will be a little different than it has been because he's been hunting with Chris all summer. Although I'm sure Chris will be there online. So now I'm just searching through the pennies that I had separated from the mom and pop box to see if there's any variety there. So I'm going to have to empty my copper jar here before long. For free. I hear you, Jason. So I think we'll do a box of nickels next time I'm on. I probably pennied y'all to death. Of course, the other box of pennies I was doing was exceptional, but we'll switch to either Arkansas or Alabama pennies. Yep, that's right, Avocurt. I miss having Chris on there. I like the streams that involve family like that. It's fun to watch Robin Hood coined. I don't have a link for his channel, but the thing with him, you can't never get in. He sold his boxes for $50 a hunt, and he's sold out all the time. I'm assuming he's still selling boxes. When I was there last, he was selling the boxes for $50 a box, and you got a 1 ounce silver cougar ram. Why would you jump out of a perfectly good airplane, William? I had a friend of mine that was in the services that was a paratrooper, and he told me stories about jumping and losing the air under his chute and having to walk across the tops of the other chutes to try to get clean air to be able to get his chute to deploy. Yep, one way or the other. We not terribly close. Hey, LNW, I told you I shipped your package out, right? Should be there in the next few days. Can't remember how many I put in there, but should, if you've still got those spots available, should help you out on several. But in New Mexico, I know probably everybody heard Carlsbad Caverns in New Mexico. My grandparents lived a short drive from it in Lovington. And I remember going out there with my mom one year, and we did the Carlsbad, and then they had another excursion that was called Primitive Caves. And to go on it, you had to have a flashlight, and you had to carry on water. And they took us off into that thing, and we got in the bottom area of that cavern, and they had everybody find a place to sit that was stable, and then they had everybody turn their flashlights off. And you know, I've been in the dark before, but you have never been in the dark till you've been in a situation where there's a 100% absence of light. See you, William. Be safe, my friend. And then they start telling a story about some people that was exploring the cavern, and somehow or another they, oh, cool. I didn't see silver scorpions. Thank y'all. But they tell the story that they lost their light source, and they didn't have batteries, or batteries wouldn't work, or the light was broken, and all they had was some matches. And so they would strike a match and walk as far as they could till the match went out, and then strike a match, walk as far as they could. And the thing about cave exploring is that if you can be literally feet from the twilight zone, as they call it, of the cave, to where there's some semblance of light showing up in the cave. You can be feet away from that and still be in 100% absence of light, and then make a wrong turn at that place and never find your way out. But their story went that as they lit the last final match and went as far as they could, when the match went out and their eyes adjusted, they could just make out objects in the cave. So they had just made it to the twilight zone of the cave and was able to find their way out. But they could have went feet in either direction and never gotten out. But 100% absence of light, I mean, even a glow-in-the-dark watch will not work. The luminescence takes some type of energy, some type of light to be able to work. Thank you, L&W. Oh.
Oh, wow.
Well, looky there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Avard. So the 27th.
We could do that.
Yeah, Trustful's not that far away. Gadsden's about maybe an hour and a half. So that's all doable. Thank you, Avard. I've never been to a coin show. Maybe a good thing. But I bet if you were careful, you could probably find some good dates for your book fillers and stuff at the coin shows. I did mail off 3 of the pennies from the mom and pop box, to somebody that's gonna help me.
Oh, you want to come do this quest with me?
It's gonna help me with some grading. She was sending off some of her coins, and she offered to let me come in with her shipping on that. So it'd be interesting to see what those come back as. I sent a 50D, a 55D, and a 56, I believe. I don't know what it's going to do if I click on that link, LNW. I want to try it. Whew, got some music going.
Huh?
I said he got some music going. Did you watch that video also?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
When
you do, you'll see what they're talking about with their sticker boards.
Mm-hmm.
Nicely done, LNW. Butterbean, how are you doing today? Just looking through some pennies, trying to get some wrapped to carry back to the bank. I'm in pretty good shape right now on pennies and nickels, thanks to my wife, who went the extra mile. She likes coins, but she's never really gotten into it like what I've been doing. So she wanted to make my anniversary special. So she and another partner in crime, got up with Pa, and they shipped me a box of pennies and a box of nickels from him. So I've got a box of pennies and a box of nickels from Pa to open, and I got a box of pennies and a box of nickels from my bank yesterday, which was a surprise. So the bank that I go to prefers to have everything wrapped. So when I carry it to them, I wrap pennies. But my credit union has a counter, and if you carry them wrapped coins, you have to write your account number on them before they'll take them. And so when I take back to them, I just take it and dump. I don't take wrapped coins back to them anymore, but I wrap them for the other bank because it's easier for them to swap me out for a box. If I've got a box of wrapped coins, they seem to be more than willing to swap me out for a box of bank wrapped pennies or whatever the currency is that I've got. And I've got to get better. I hear all you guys all the time just offhandedly asking if they have any half dollars turned in to the teller, not necessarily boxes, but I've got to get better at asking that question. I think it was J-Ram or somebody on our Discord channel. That had some really good luck just picking up odd rolls from his bank. See you, Movie. Thanks for stopping by, brother. But if anybody's interested in another way to do some coin chats or share pictures of your coins and things of that nature, a lot of people use them to sell coins and things if they've got something they're wanting to put out there. I don't have any problem with anybody doing that if they would like, but feel free to join our Discord channel. A lot of good conversation and things going on there of what people find, and J-Ram has been putting some pictures of some of the pins and things that he does on my Discord, and they are super nice. A lot of talented people in our group, in the coin community. iCirc also is doing some metal pours. And I think J-Ram has a new video. If anybody's interested in seeing that he just put out. He is talented, Stephanie. He is talented. You been to the casino lately, Albuquerque? Man, Allison used to go. We don't have one that's that close, but we used to go at least a couple times a year. She would play slots and I would play Texas Hold'em. Nice, Albuquerque. You must have one fairly close to where you're at as often as you're able to go. Alabama will probably be the last state in the union to legalize gambling to the point that we have easy access to casinos. $54 miles. We have to travel to Philadelphia, Mississippi is the closest one to us. The pennies I'm going through now, in case you just dropped in, are are the ones I separated from the fines on the mom and pop box. I'm just wanting to make sure we haven't left anything as far as a variety or so out there. So I'm going to go through these and then we'll start back to box hunting. I hear you, Avar. That's the way to go. My wife she liked to play the small slots, but she had like to go around the different machines trying to find one that was close to hitting. That's the good thing about casinos. It's just a one-stop shop for entertainment and food or whatever you want to do. You don't have to worry about being extremely mobile. It's kind of like the cruise ship. That's what we always enjoyed about it. Outstanding food and entertainment all within the boat, the ship, and you didn't have to worry about a lot of traveling. Although we did go to see the whales. I went on a whale excursion, and that was pretty cool. And we had some close encounters there. Whales breaching at the boat. I never got to see an orca, though. I would kind of always had wanted to be able to see an orca in the wild. So Paul should be back on maybe tomorrow night with a Coinsomniacs if he's up to it. Hey, the Irish Collector, how are you today, buddy? Just got in from work. So if I go simply based off your name, I would assume you're not in the U.S. then. Am I correct in that? You never know when you see somebody's their YouTube name, you know, whether it's an indicator of where they're at or who they are. Or, that's cool. I always wanted to go over there. Beautiful country. No, I've got a box full of the penny tubes, and I have them labeled on the top as to the dates. I'm in good shape there. Stephanie, thank you. Hey, John Jacobs. Just hanging out looking at some pennies. Nothing overly exciting going on or found. I'm glad that Jim Cantor got his viewing issue resolved finally so that he can see John Jacobs and Stephanie again on the chat. We were watching Sir Benji yesterday, and he had somebody blocked unintentionally. He was trying to figure out. We were at the casino on your scooter. You wasn't driving under the influence now, were you? Cool, y'all do that. That would be interesting. If you have a channel, give me the name. I'll try to find it, and I'll post a link to it. Yeah, it would seem to be, John Jacobs. I haven't had any issue with it. But it seems like you can do that unintentionally and never be aware of it. Well, good for you, Advocate. Good for you. Give me the name. And let me see if I can look it up, and I'll post a link for it. Okay. I'll set you up on the bot too, so that I can have a link for you. Okay, you're welcome. So it should now be exclamation point Irish. Should bring that up. Yeah, it works. So LNW, you should be able to do just exclamation Irish now to bring his channel up. Everybody give him a like and a sub, like he's trying to get his channel off the ground. Always like to help out. Not that I'm in the stratosphere of channels or to speak of any, but I wouldn't have the subscription I've got if it wasn't for people allowing me to post my channel link. also Southern Metal will be on tonight. Irish Collector. I don't know if you've been on his channel any, but he has a really good coin hunt. So what's the time difference between Central U.S. and you? Say you're just getting off work, so it must be early evening there, maybe 5 hours, 6 hour difference. Thank you, Everkurt. If y'all would like to be a part of our Discord channel also, feel free to send an invite to that and we will get you in. We've used Discord a lot when we were playing games to because you can do voice interactions on Discord, which is kind of cool when you're playing video games as a group. But we could do that also for coin chat or something if we wanted to, or to contact somebody. You can do it through Discord. Pretty cool. I'm not real sure. Some people don't like Discord. I'm not real positive what if there's any bad press or dangers and things associated with Discord. The good thing about it, in my opinion, is that you have to become a member on my channel or by invite. So not that we would really turn anybody away, but as far as somebody coming in with ill intention, they wouldn't be able to get in without us allowing the invite. But J-Ram was putting some of his handiwork, some pins and things that he's doing. A lot of cool collections and pictures of collections and things that people have been pointing up. Yep, that's it, the Irish Collector. There's two. There's Coin Peeps, and and then there's a couple of channels within that. But that will get you in there, and feel free to comment, interact with that however you would like. My wife has a hobby that she does. It's diamond dot painting, so she made a tab in that for that kind of discussion. But there will be coin chat under Coin Peeps and then a general chat, so you can look under both of those and see different kind of discussions and things going on. J-Ram's got some of his pours that he's doing on there. There'll just be all kind of different pictures of things people were discussing and talking about. Treasure Hogs in there. Oh, good deal. Good deal. And the 09, it's not in really good shape. Well, you can, John Jacobs. I just have to make you available, buddy. I hadn't thought about it, to be honest. Oh, gotta do it on the other screen. I do have moderators only doing the links. So if you would like to be a moderator or try to be a moderator or practice being a moderator, I will more than happy to do that for you. John Jacob, you should be able to post links now. There's not a lot of responsibility that goes in with that on this channel. There's not a lot of work in to do it, but it is nice to can be able to post a link or use some of the shortcuts that I've put in. As you watch my videos, if you should happen to see a penny or there be a penny or coin that you're looking for to fill a gap in your book, just please send me an email. I have mailed out a few nice spot fillers for people over the last few weeks since I started doing this. And as I search the pennies and things, I fill the spots I need in my album, but the rest of them go to the side, and I would be more than happy to send somebody one if they needed it, or two or three if they needed it for an album. Matter of fact, I've got these, let's see. That I had been separating for that were blazers from the last box that I was doing, in case somebody needed some. So there's a nice wheat scent. It's a 1950D, 56D. So I have a few dates in the 50s. All the blazers that I've got from that box are going to be in the 50s. That's a 58. And then some more that I pulled aside. But 56D, 58, 57. There's a 53D. It's not quite as brilliant as the others, but anyway, I pulled a few aside as I went through that box, and would love to help somebody fill a spot in an album if they needed. And I've tubed up every wheat scent that I've ever gotten, so I have a large variety of dates. They're not all going to be in that condition, of course, but they are there. Jim Cantor helped me. Me and him did some trading out on walkers, and I was able to pick up a couple of dates for my album, 1917s, I believe. Two different mints. I'm still working on that as we go. And I spent most of the day, last Saturday I guess it was, going through and flipping up Kennedy halves, trying to do a 64 to 2002 collection on it, and I'm including the proofs in that. I had gotten a large amount of proof coins from an auction a few weeks ago, and so I went through and paired all those dates up so that I could include the proof dates in there with them. I thought that would be kind of cool to have the collection include all the proofs. I'm a ways to go on that. put it to start. So we found 2 40s last night and a proof on Baseman channel. And his giveaway, or his donator prize, I got a 5-ounce Morgan round. So that's kind of cool. I don't know if y'all have seen some of these 5-ounce rounds, but they are awesome. All right, Kurt, I appreciate you coming by, buddy. Hope you continue on your path to recovery for that leg. And I thank you for spending the morning with us. Oh, 52 Blazers. Sweet, John Jacob. I didn't find any 52s. I found some 50s in the Blazers. And I'm going to try to get a few of those graded. I sent them off to the person that was going to help me with the PC. I guess it's PCGS. I didn't really ask. But I'm fine with that, or NGC, whichever one they use. So we'll see how those come back. AU plated with a log cabin. Those are nice. I like them log cabins. And now, though, I've done gotten to myself where I can't call them anything but Pa's Cabin. Every time I see one, another Pa's Cabin. And I've got the 1-ounce coins that Pa was giving away in copper round as part of his on his mom and pop in the box and stuff that he was doing. Those are cool. Got a couple of those, and the Indian head, and then I got a copper bar, a 1-ounce copper bar. Copper stuff pretty. Yeah, and I was in the middle of filling that. I'll lose my count. I do that often. Yep, gotta love Pa's Cabin. I hate it when one of these pennies gets turned and it throws the roll off. And not anything to do but to dump them back out again. When I turned those pennies in yesterday, the teller was so nice and honest as I was when I put the box up there, and I have a hard time hearing, and if you add a face mask into that equation, it makes it 10 times worse. And he said something about dimes, and when I finally understood him, he said there's a roll of dimes in there. And sure enough, I had rolled up some dimes and somehow or another put them in my penny box. And so I was able to make that swap. I had some extra rolls of pennies. I don't know how I did that. But he saved me a little bit. Oh, cool. Did you get that from Pa's? So I don't remember. What's the time difference between us and you, the Irish collector? In central U.S. Tell you what, that's another thing about Pa. He shipped anywhere you can imagine. Australia, Japan, and I don't know if he gets any help with anything over the standard shipping rate or not, but I know he ships lots of packages. Okay, on Found It Buried. I've watched a little bit of his channel. But those are nice. You'll enjoy that. $5.24. That's about what I thought. About 6 hour difference. I had to go to Germany a few years ago, and my son was just recently in Germany. He's got to go back in October, I believe, with work. I'm going to say let's give this another 10 minutes. I'll go through pennies, continue this for another 10 minutes or so. Then I think I'm going to get off and try to get some things. I need to do some things around the house, get some clothes washed and what have you. And I don't know, we'll see how the day goes. Remember, Southern Metal will be on tonight, and that's a good stream to watch. And we'll see how the day goes. I'm trying to kind of push myself to stay up later, because when I go back to work, I'm going to be on nights. So it would be nice if I could start pushing myself to later in the evening. So who knows, I might try to get on later this evening as a late stream. And if I do, we'll start this, we'll start.
Oh, no, hang on, it may have. I think, no, it lagged. I heard him talking about getting on.
Looking at that 92 for the close AM. I haven't found one of those. Or a wide AM, except I found one early in my, once I found out what they were. I'll try to, Stephanie, we'll see. I'm not going to stream over Southern Metal, but I might try to come on later tonight, and maybe even an hour or so before his stream starts to fill in the gap. We'll see. Y'all just have to keep that notification bell on.
Notifications on. Not gonna turn them on.
My wife has not had me notified. We're going to have an intense discussion about that.
I cannot stand them.
But I may try to fill an hour or two before Southern Metal starts this afternoon. But I don't really have a schedule for getting on. I hope that's not offending anybody or causing issues. So I just never know when I'm going to get to come on. So I don't really have a stream schedule. With my shift rotating like it does, I can't really get on a schedule and keep to it. So it's just going to be when I want to sit down and stream. So you just never know when the old Walker Magnet's going to pop in. The 69S. Yeah, I have to, Jason. Just have to go with what I can do. So if y'all see me on, I appreciate y'all dropping in. Oh, look at this 69S. I never really seen the DDO on one of those. There's supposed to be a DDO on the 69. You can see a little doubling there on the bottom of the E, but I don't know if that's machine or what. The T's damaged. Yeah, I don't think that's anything. Hey, Gina R. I dropped some pennies in the mail for you. Should be getting in the next day or so. How are you doing today? Yeah, John Jacobs. I don't know if he'll ever live that one down. I think I may bring it up more than it's comfortable, but that was so funny. That was so funny. And don't forget about the 93 wide AM, and Baseman was like, what 93 wide AM? You're welcome, Gina. I'm going to get through enough of these to finish this roll, and then we're going to hang it up for a few hours. Like I said, come look for me later in the afternoon. I may get on an hour or two before this other metal stream start. If y'all need to place the part till he gets going. And we'll see then. Yeah, Southern Metal, good people. Jason, how long does it take for you to reduce those parts down to the gold? What kind of time process is that? I can't believe, I thought I had a shortcut to your channel. I'm gonna fix that right quick. Y'all excuse me just a second. believe I didn't have that set up already, Gina. Two days. I've seen all kind of different compositions for the chemicals, from like just vinegar and salt to more aggressive forms to recover that gold. Right. You'll like Gina R's channel, the Irish Collector. She does a really good job with her videos. Really informative. And what I really like about what she does is she comes up with little tricks and shortcuts and ways to do things that help you out. She shares those as she goes along. And she is one of the best shout out people. It shocked me when she did a shout out for my channel one day. I just turned it on for Gina's Taco Tuesday, and I'll be doggone, there's Walker Magnet's channel coming on. So I really appreciated that, Gina. Yeah, you have to be careful with that stuff though, Jason. I hope you're fully PPE'd out there, my buddy. I'm fooled with a lot of hard acids before, and you can get overcome pretty quick if you're not properly ventilated and masked up. She's in the background here playing a game with her friend Gina. There she is.
That made no sense.
Yeah. She's been drinking a little bit today. She's a little bit of an early imbiber sometimes, so I'm just kidding.
That was crazy. Try that again.
But she liked the video game, and she's playing a game with a friend of hers called 7 Days to Die.
If anybody wants to play, they're welcome to play.
Is that our server?
Yeah.
So she's got this game on a server that she runs that we have. So if anybody like to play video games, it's a survival zombie shooter type game. It's fun, but she would love to have you come in the server and play with them.
Anybody wants to play, they're welcome.
So we've been on for 2 hours and 11 minutes, 2 hours and 12 minutes. So that was a good stream this morning. Like I said, I'm going to take a few hours to try to get some stuff done around the house, and I may jump back on around 4 Central Time this evening and get a couple hours in before Southern Metal starts. So if you guys would like to drop back, turn that notification bell on and join us again this afternoon. We'll try to do this a little more. If not, I will maybe do even a late night stream after Southern Metal, or I will try to be on again in the morning. Like I said, I have no schedule, so turn that bell on, hit that like button. We are just doing regular old generic pennies now. We're through the exciting stuff. I am trying to do a giveaway. I've got to get with my technical advisor I want to make sure I do it right, but I want to do a must be present giveaway for the silver dimes, some of them that we found. So I've got a 1918 and 1919 and a 1944 Canadian silver dime that we found in the mom and pop box. So that is going to be a must be present giveaway. And then I want to do a comment video giveaway for these blazers and a nice steel cent that I found in the box. So I have a 57D, 43S, a 56D, a 55D, and a 53. No, that's another 58. But it was, I like the coloring on it. It's got a little bit of toning on it. So I thought I would throw that one in too. So we'll be doing that soon. Watch out for that. And if y'all would, check me out later in the day. And I just want to make sure I do that giveaway video right the first time. So y'all have a good afternoon. Catch me on later today, or maybe even after Southern Metal tonight. And we'll talk again then. Have a good one. Thank you.